Frustrated with mistakes or awkward pauses in your recordings? You do not have to start over. In this video, I'll show you how to clean up your videos inside Loom, trimming up your slip-ups, tightening the flow, and adding simple titles or links, even eliminating filler words. Editing is what turns a raw recording into a polished lesson that students actually want to watch. Let's get it. This is a recent video I made. This can work for any video that you record in Loom. So while it definitely works for your course videos, which are the ones you're most likely to want to edit, let's say that you're doing a video for your team and you make a mistake, works the same way. It doesn't matter what video it is, this editing will work. I've opened the video from inside Loom. Now, this is exactly what people are going to see if I were to share this link with them. However, as the admin who actually recorded this video, you'll see I have these other options over here. And the first one is edit. I should mention I have the highest tier of Loom and I would pay double, triple, maybe even quadruple for it because it is worth its weight in a gold. And the editor is one of the more powerful features. If we go to the pricing page, you can see some differences. As I said, I'm here on Business plus AI, but for years and years, I just had Business. Now, the main difference between these two is the AI. However, Loom AI does have some editing features that make it worth the extra $5 a month, at least for the month that you're editing your course videos. So if I scroll down here to video editing, you'll see that the business editing, you can do the GIF thumbnails, which is essentially a thumbnail that shows the first couple seconds of the video. You can trim and stitch videos, which is the main functionality you want. Backgrounds, I don't use. Live rewind, I don't use. Custom video nails, I don't use. But embed links are really helpful if you are using this as a sales tool and you're like sending Loom videos as sales calls and then telling people to book a calendar invite, let's say. Or in your course recording, if you want to link directly to a resource that you want them to go to at the end of the video, it's another really good use case. And the final piece here in the business section is stylized captions, which again, I don't really use it, especially not for course videos. I'd prefer them the option to turn on and off the captions. Now, Business plus AI, the two features here, the first is edit by transcript. This is the most powerful feature, in my opinion, for editing under Business plus AI. And that is literally the reason I am recommending that you don't just get Business, but Business plus AI when it comes to editing your course videos. Also, you can add text box and arrow overlays. I find that to be less helpful inside of our specific use case. Okay, so you can look at all of the different, features and see what's the difference between Business and Business plus AI. I will say that for a starter, the biggest challenge is that you can only record 5-minute videos. And most of the videos that we write are between 6 to 12 minutes, averaging around 10. So for that reason, almost everyone I know who is using Loom to record their course is at least on Business, but again, most of them are on Business plus AI. And you can always downgrade after your course is edited to just go back to Business mode. As I mentioned, I was on Business for literally years. So let's come back to my video here. Again, I'm over here in the edit section and you can see that they have auto applied chapters being added. So down here, you can see the chapters. This is really helpful for my YouTube, but these can also be helpful for you to just copy and drop into your course portal, all right, to kind of chunk out the different segments of any kind of video. There's a few other toggles right under the make edit section, removing silences. So let's say you have to pause to think for a second. You can just auto record that silence out, removing filler words such as like, so on and so forth, and adding stylized captions. As I mentioned, when we were looking at the pricing page, I do not turn that on. Now, removing the silences, I will often turn on, and it's saying that 5 seconds of silence was removed from this video. I will say sometimes that has come back to bite me because it's just kind of done a really weird jump cut, but for the most part, it works well. And then removing filler words. So you can see it removed 296 filler words, which doesn't make sense. And now my video is down to 5 minutes. So it cut out like a minute and a half of my video. So if you're thinking, that doesn't sound right, you'd absolutely be correct. Now we're betaing right now. I say we, like I'm a part of the Loom team. I just love Loom. That we're trimming out the rambles and repeats. So if I hit this edit and enhance button, we'll be able to see what they've actually eliminated. So here you can see at the bottom, this is the waveform, and we can see what they've eliminated. And a lot of it is my filler words, like kind of. However, there's some elements that I would have kept in. Like this is not a sentence I would have removed. This is an entire example that I would not have removed. So in my experience, right, when I'm recording this, September 1st, 2025, I personally do not like the removing filler words with the repeats and rambles section. So if I go back to edit, I select this, trim out just the ums and uhs, and now I have 19 filler words removed, and I'm still at 6 minutes. So between the silence and the filler words, it's removed like 30 seconds from my video, which is much more reasonable. I'm still not 100% sold on this, that I'm not actually watching my video back. Like I haven't just hit that button and then not watched it back. We're not there yet, but it is helpful to shorten the video by removing the filler words. Now let's go to edit and enhance video. Let's say there's a section in the middle that you realize that you've flubbed up a couple times or you restarted a couple times. This is why I recommend the Business Plus AI, is because with this, you can actually see the transcript. And if I delete something from the transcript, it deletes from the video. If I want to restore it, I just select it and hit restore. This is the easiest way to edit. I can do a quick, rough edit of this just by reading the transcript. Oftentimes, if I mess up a video recording, I'll know I was about halfway through and I had to restart that story. I can find it and just select the one I want eliminated and delete it, which is a bit of a workflow point that if you are doing your own editing, sometimes it's better to record and then edit directly after, because you remember what mistakes you made that you have to go back and look for, or at least writing them down. So if you're batching your recordings, it's like, oh, recording 1, was the mistake I need to look for in editing. Recording 2, here's the mistake, because you'll forget. If you just do batch recordings one after another, you'll forget what you messed up in video 1 by the time you're done with all your recordings. So you can go through here, you can read it and do an edit, and then you can also just listen and do an edit that way. So if I hit play here, you'll see this moving down here, and you will see the words that I'm saying being highlighted. So let's say I listen to that and I'm like, oh, that wasn't very good. Let me just delete it. Again, I can still highlight the words to delete, and it will match on the waveform down here. Or let's say I want to split it. I can split the audio. It splits it there, and I can use it that way. You can hide the waveform, but I much prefer showing it. Most of my clients just need to know how to trim. So they'll start at the beginning. And if they don't start right away, you can either split and delete that beginning section. So you'll see that went away. Or, and the same thing at the end. Like you can, if there's a long tail at the end before you hit end, you can split the section, or you can just drag it in, drag it out like that. But I think the easiest thing is literally just to go by the transcript and delete what you want to delete from the transcript. My other feature that I love is this add a clip section, because there's definitely times where I will record a video and I need to pause, or Kona, my dog, needs something, or the doorbell rings, or Brad walks in the house, just because there's people and dogs moving around this house. And I'll pause, I'll trim that recording, and then I pick up my recording, which is technically a second video. So I'll have 2 videos, but I need to stitch them together. So I go to the first video, if this were the first part of the video, and then I hit add a clip, and then you can search for whatever you've named the video. And if you add that, you'll see it's now added onto the end, which I don't actually want as part of this. And then when you hit finish, it will save. So if I had left that in there, it would have stitched those two videos together into one. And as I mentioned, you can also add a link. So let's say I wanted to send them to a certain resource. I could put the resource name here. I could put the button location wherever I want on the screen. I can even change the button color. I can make it my branded colors. I can change the button style. There's lots of options here. I could choose to show it at the end of the video, or I could also disable that. Okay. And I can save that, and then that will be saved on that video. So if you want to hyperlink the resources to the videos, that is how you do that. Normally my clients just put them in the portal itself, but sometimes it's a nice little touch. And again, really helpful if you're sending out videos to people who might potentially book a call with you or are interested in a certain offer. You can literally just link up whatever you're leading them to next there. There are some other different AI tools. You can generate a document, a message, a bug report, so on and so forth. I don't really use those, especially not for course videos, but I find this editing feature with that transcript just literally the easiest thing in the world. The filler word removal is great. So to recap, Loom editing, you go to the video in Loom, go to the edit tab, and here I tend to remove the silence and I trim out just the ums and uhs of the filler words. If I need to edit any part of the video, I select that tab and it takes me to the transcript, which is largely what I use. Is I edit by the transcript. And if I'm ever doing any editing, I always listen to it the whole way back, usually on 2 or 2.5 times speed, just to make sure that I haven't edited out something that the video needs to make sense. Now, if you haven't seen the rest of this series, I also review ways to record on Loom, the various types of lessons that you might need in your course. And in this one, of course, was how to edit them. If this video has been helpful, then please make sure to like and subscribe. That really helps out around here. And if you're looking for more support, whether it be on building your lessons or recording them, be sure to reach out because at Creation, we can help. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.